Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we're going to dive into the world of Avalanche and specifically the price action of AVAX. We've had a slight pullback. We're going to get into that and what is going on there and whether or not we see this thing falling down any lower or whether we're going to start seeing recovery in the near future here. As we get into this, if you do find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new, why not subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, YouTube might keep you up to date with all the videos that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, with that said, done and out of the way, let's dive down into this technical analysis and see what's going on. So we're going to start things off with this weekly chart, guys. Some interesting moves have been made. Obviously, we take a look at where we got to earlier in the year. Around February of 2021, we had a nice peak up there at about $60.30. From the original launch date here, for the data that I have available to me of September 2020, this was about just short of 7,000% in gains. We then obviously saw the correction pull us down nice and low into these interesting areas down here in June going into July. From this, we actually started to see some interesting moves to the upside. We set a new all-time high on our direction as we look to go up to the 4.236 extension on our Fibonacci retracement tool. We are looking for another 265% in gains from the current position. And obviously that takes us to about $225 at the end of the bull run. And this video has been sponsored by Crypto.com. Crypto.com released their new NFT platform earlier in the year, and it's fantastic to see that Real Madrid player 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗀 has set out to release his limited NFT collection on Crypto.com. Now, 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗀 is planning to drop a collection of limited NFTs on Crypto.com's NFT platform. The NFTs will be in two forms and will be available on the 28th of September. So if you're a Real Madrid fan or even a 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗀 fan, then it's worth checking out Crypto.com on the 28th of September to see the limited edition NFTs. Now, obviously, Crypto.com can be used for much more than just NFTs. We can obviously use it to buy cryptocurrency at the true cost. You can sell your cryptocurrency when you're ready, and you can earn a nice juicy passive income on your crypto holdings. You can, of course, go above and beyond all of this as well. Recently, Chris and myself have used their debit card to purchase Chris's dream car. This allowed us to earn a nice juicy 3% cashback on that purchase. So guys, if you're not already signed up, I do recommend it. It is a platform that I use all the time, and I cannot stress this enough. It's important that you register with as many exchanges as possible. I use Crypto.com all the time because it is readily available and has a lot more coins than something like Coinbase. Link is in the description below. Sign up today and check out Crypto.com. So let's jump down into our daily. Okay, our daily chart shows us the most recent kind of price actions. Each candle represents one day. So here we can obviously see that Fibonacci retracement in a little bit more detail. We can see that nice run to the upside. We see us peaking out up here at $60.30. We can see the sideways trading before pulling us right the way down to the double tap at the bottom here at $9.31. Taking that current performance into consideration, i.e. the high of wave 3 and the lows of wave 4, if that were such a thing with AVAX here. So basically where we were as high in February time and the lows of June, July time. This actually then allows us to put the Fibonacci retracement tool on with those extensions, which show us a 4.236 extension at $225, representing about 265% from the current position. So a good amount of progress has already happened. We can see this nice surge to the upside, taking us into this overbought area. The recent pullback that Bitcoin had us pulled us into this oversold area, pulling us right back up into new all-time high territory. Recently, a pullback yesterday allowed us to come back out of the overbought area, and now allowing us to grow right back up into the upside overall. So AVAX is actually performing really well in considering everything that's been going on in the space. It has been a pretty good performer so far. So we can obviously see on this daily chart, good progress has been made up towards our 1.618 first price target of $91.81. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump down into our hourly view and we're going to analyze the micro movements of AVAX here to see exactly what has been going on and what we could expect to see happen next. So we obviously were having this really good trend to the upside on this hourly chart. We obviously had this invalidated around the 12th and 13th of September. So this is when Bitcoin started to pull us down. Now we consolidated nicely, finding good support on the 786. Now this was a previous area of resistance. Now we turned into a support line. We then started to push up to the previous high. We broke through this, retesting this as a support. We pushed up to new all-time highs. And again, we did a couple of those in a row. And then we pulled back down. We then lost the support area of the previous high, pulling us down into these lower areas today. Now we've obviously surged back up, retesting this area here. Now, the interesting thing that's been going on when we take a look at this in a little bit more detail is that we can see that we were tracking down. We obviously had broken back to the upside because we always have a bounce. So we can grab a Fibonacci and we can just throw that onto this area just here, right? And we can see that we have bounced up. Now, we obviously are looking to try to push up. We were rejected from that 618 area just here. And so we are pulling back down. Now, we can see that on the stochastic RSI that we were overbought, we are pushing this back to the downside. So the expectation should be that we will look to fall back a little bit. Now, on this journey, we obviously had this low. We then set a lower low. And what we're looking to do now is actually pull back, probably testing this area here. If we can manage to prevent actually falling down any lower, that would be really beneficial to us. But if we are looking to pull back, then we're potentially looking at that $58 range and turn this into a nice support line for us. That would be then a higher low, setting us on the direction to the upside overall. Okay, so what we are looking for though is a closed candle above a 786. And in order to do this, what we're going to be trying to find is an interesting zone for us to kind of be focusing in on. Now, if we do take this into consideration and we think that if I actually push that back up to the upside there for a second, let me say that if that was our original low area, right, and then we bounced up, we got rejected from the 382, we fell down lower. If we then put our Fibonacci retracement tool at the bottom here, and then we go ahead and put this onto this level just here, this actually shows us that we bounced up from that low area, smashing past the 786, coming back down and retesting this area here of the 702, pushing back up and then just finding that previous area here as resistance. Now, obviously getting rejected, but also trying to find a nice support level at that 786. If we were able to stay above the 786, that would allow us to then continue this growth to the upside overall, where we'll most likely find the rejection at $70 and move up from there. So overall, there's a lot of potential here on the shorter time frames. My expectations are that we're having a small pullback on the candles here on the hourly, so we'll continue to lose that momentum a little bit. But we looks like we're holding a pretty nice area, and then hopefully we'll be then moving up to the upside. But we do need to have that good sentiment. When we look at the volumes here, we can see that actually, during this correction to the downside, the volumes were increasing, as in people were quite fearful, and therefore they were selling. And then obviously we started to push back to the upside over here, and the volumes actually started to grow with the candles moving back to the upside. People were buying up AVAX. Now we obviously see this correction just here in the last few hours. We see the volumes dropping, and now we're looking to kind of push up. So where we are right now in terms of our stochastic is an interesting area. We're not overbought, we're not oversold, we're in the middle here, so we can bounce from this area to the upside overall in a nice strong way. So we could come back up into the overbought area and continue that growth to the upside. At some point though, we do need to lose the momentum out of the stochastic, and to do that we need to see the volume completely drop down whilst we drop our stochastic down to the downside as well, become oversold, and allow us then to continue in the upside in a nice strong way, but also continue the growth of the volume after we've dropped it nice and low. So right now everything is to play for here. My expectations are that we're having a really small short-term pullback that I do not anticipate us going lower than the previous low that we've had today, and then from there we are looking to grow back to the upside in a nice strong way, going higher than we've gone today as well. So right now we obviously have some expectations of where we were, but everything to play for on this journey to the upside overall. So my expectations are small pullback, long-term uprise, where we then actually start to talk about going up to new all-time highs once again. So I don't think we're all too far away from it. Give it a few more days and I think we're going to be primed, ready to go up to the all-time highs, and again hitting that key area that we've been targeting, that $91.81. Overall, I'm super confident on AVAX. I think it's a super cool project. I think it's got a lot of potential to it. And if you're unfamiliar, do a lot more research on it. It's quite a complicated one, but it's definitely a game changer for many. So definitely do some research on the Snow protocol and everything that is going on there. But I do think this one's going to perform incredibly well in the same way that Solana has performed incredibly well recently as well. Guys, I'm going to leave this video there. If you have found it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new, why not subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here. With this said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.